Hello, my name's Ayla and I would like to make this video because I've actually been sick and ill for over a year now, and I would like to make it for my family and friends to be able to watch and hopefully understand a little bit more about why I am the way I am at the moment, the symptoms that I'm going through, and to also hopefully other people that may be going through the same thing can watch as well, and maybe we can share some ideas and things that are helping you, and I can hopefully share some things that are helping me as well. So there isn't actually, I haven't been given a diagnosis as such, apart from that it could potentially be post-viral fatigue or fibromyalgia. So I'll start from the very beginning and a little bit of the history of it. So I was living out in Central Australia and decided to go on holiday to Borneo. As soon as I stepped off the plane in Borneo, I felt like I was almost walking on marshmallows, and the room was spinning around me really, really fast. So going through customs, I looked like I was on LSD and absolutely tripping balls. However, I wasn't on LSD and tripping balls. I was quite nervous, got through anyway, and tried to enjoy my holiday, but the whole trip was literally spinning and spinning and spinning. And then when I tried to board a plane in Sandakan to get back to Kota Kinabalu, I ended up actually collapsing at the airport going through customs again, which was highly embarrassing. Got rushed to hospital and the ambulance actually broke down on the way to the hospital, which made me quite nervous anyway. Got into the hospital and they did a lot of tests and told me actually I needed to go home and clean my ears out. Not quite happy with that diagnosis, as I was actually starting to feel dizzier and dizzier. I decided, right, got to get out of here, get on a plane and go back to Australia. Instead of going back to Central Australia, I decided to go straight to Sydney. Got to Sydney and they were brilliant, really, really helpful. Got me through, did my MRI scan, the neurologist did everything really quickly, the ENT specialist did everything really quickly, and the end result was that, okay, you actually have labyrinthitis. You'll get well again within a month or two. Just relax. So I went back to Central Australia, took some advice. I couldn't work anyway because I was extremely dizzy. And within the 2 months I did start to feel a lot better and I could walk around again, and went back to work and everything was fine. I thought life was back on track again. Within about that 4 or 5 weeks later, I actually started to feel dizzy again, and it just hit me and I was like, holy, this is happening again. But the dizziness was slightly different. It was there, but it wasn't like the room was spinning. It was almost like I was like really, really lightheaded. Sort of just like, ooh, quite sort of like a pissed feeling, but yeah, it was just dizzy, really, really dizzy. But it wasn't just the dizziness, it was extreme tiredness as well. I don't mean just doing a really long day at work or going out for a run. I mean extreme, extreme tiredness to the point where I couldn't even walk properly. And I was in bed, like I was bed-lised. And I was starting to get little sort of aches and pains through my joints. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to book a holiday home. So I went back to the UK in May 2014, and once back at home, after a couple of weeks I decided, actually, do you know what, I've got to stay at home. I cannot go back to Australia. I can't work. I can't even look after myself. I can't even go to the shops by myself. I've got to stay at home and get this sorted. So I had to call my work up and let them know what was going on, and I felt really, really bad and guilty about that because I actually really, really loved that job. But I really hope that they understand why I've made the decision that I have. Then whilst being back in the UK, I got registered with a GP and started going through tests. And quite slowly actually. But they have been really, really brilliant and helped me as much as they can. So I got to see a neurologist again. So neurology got ticked off the list and everything was fine. I got to see a rheumatologist and they said everything's fine. I got tested for infectious diseases, everything was fine. I'm really pushing at the moment to try and get tested by tropical disease because I've been to a lot of different places around the world, and I just want to eliminate that because my symptoms have been getting worse and worse. You might be noticing at the moment, why does she keep stopping and looking around? Actually, my head is very, very dizzy at the moment. I get this, what they call brain fog, and I sort of forget things. Really, like a sort of like short term, and things get jumbled up in your head quite a lot. So the dizziness and aches and pains, but they've got a lot worse, to the point where my chest here can really, really hurt at times and aches, and it makes it really difficult to breathe actually. My muscles twitch quite a lot throughout my body, and the tiredness is just awful, and I'm really tired at the moment as well, and I'm really dizzy at the moment. But also the lights can make my eyes go really quite funny, and I have to wear my sunglasses quite a lot, and the people that do know me know that I wear these an awful lot. But hey, it helps me quite a bit actually. So the point where I'm at the moment is I have been to go see a nutritional therapist, and at the nutritional therapist I'm hopefully getting my results tomorrow, and she will let me know what's happening there. I'll hopefully get to see the tropical disease specialist, but also me and my friend Jenny have been looking at a lot of alternative remedies and possible solutions, if you want to call it. Not because we're tree hugging hippies and think that that's the only way forward, but I just think that because my doctor has diagnosed me with what they thinks, she doesn't know, she thinks it might be post-viral fatigue or fibromyalgia. To me, that's not really a good enough explanation to think it might be that. I want to know what it is to be able to then cure it. I don't think that people just get sick for no reason. There's a reason behind it. I don't want to take medication to mask what's wrong, to still have to deal with the symptoms, but just mask them for a little while and it'll all be okay. That's not going to work, because you're not going to get better by masking the problem. You have to deal with the problem. So I haven't been taking a lot of medication. I don't take strong painkillers. I'll take a Nurofen every now and then if I get really, really bad aches and pains, but I have been trying some other solutions as well. So at the moment I've been, for my pain in my muscles and joints, I will have a really hot bath, and I'll put about 10 drops of frankincense oil in it, and I'll sit there just really still and for about 20 minutes or so, and I'll get out and I actually feel a lot better. Like I can move my muscles around and stuff, and it feels great. It really helps with my body aches. It doesn't really help me with my dizziness or my tiredness. It helps a little bit with my migraines. I get really, really strange migraines. Like it will just be really sporadic and it will just stay. Like it could be like there or there. And they're really, really quite painful. It kind of feels like someone's just drilling into your head. I kind of feel like I've almost become immune to pain at the moment. And so there's those symptoms, but then it's also been getting worse in terms of my digestion. My guts and stuff have started to feel a lot worse as well. And when I eat, it almost feels like my stomach is on fire. Is the only way I can kind of describe it. And yeah, I really do want to get better. I just working through this one step at a time. But I would love to hear from people if they have anything that's quite similar about how they help themselves. With my time at the moment, I have been working on a website called www.earthlywonder.com. Well, www.earthly-wonder.com, because I can't work at the moment, and I don't want people to think, oh, she's a lazy bum, she can't be bothered. It's because I can't. I physically can't do it. If I could, I wouldn't have moved all the way back from Australia to have to share a room with my 16-year-old brother, which, thank you by the way to my brother for letting me do that. And thank you to my family as well for letting me move back home and looking after me. I'm not eligible to claim any benefits in the UK at the moment, because I'm not a habitual resident, so I'm literally relying on the kindness of other people, which I hate doing. I'm a very independent person and it feels really quite debilitating to have to do that. I'm going to just say that's the end of my first video because I'm absolutely spinning and spinning at the moment. But thank you for watching, and I will give you an update about what happens at the nutritional therapist tomorrow and my next steps that I'm going to take, because I'm going to start looking at possible different food allergies that it could be, because I'm certain that it's got to be something else to this. It's not just you just get ill. But anyway, we'll talk about more of that next time. But thank you for watching, and and before anybody says or comments, she's got the strangest accent in the world. Yes, I know this. But anyway, thank you. Bye.